The Galactic Council Hall was full of noise and light. Hundreds of alien species sat in floating seats, watching the center stage. This was the place where powerful races showed their greatest weapons. Today, Earth was called forward. Most aliens were already smiling. Some were laughing before anything even began. Earth was known as weak, slow, and emotional. No one expected anything impressive. A single human walked onto the platform. He was tall but thin, wearing a simple gray suit. There was no heavy armor, no glowing weapon. His name was Evan, Earth's first prototype soldier. The laughter grew louder. One alien with metal skin leaned forward and said, Earth had finally brought a joke. Another alien with many eyes said the human would not last 1 minute in real combat. The council hall echoed with mockery. Evan stood still. He did not shout. He did not argue. He only looked forward, calm and quiet. Earth's representative tried to explain. He spoke about human will, about learning, about heart. But the aliens were not listening. They had already made their decision. The prototype was rejected. Earth was told to leave. The council moved on to the next empire. For them, Evan was already forgotten. Later that cycle, Evan walked alone through a large space station. The halls were cold and wide. Ships passed by outside the glass walls. Stars shined far away, silent and endless. Evan felt heavy inside, not angry, not sad, just tired. He entered the station cafeteria. It was mostly empty at this hour. Machines served food to those who could pay. Others sat quietly in corners, ignored. That was when Evan saw her. An alien woman sat alone at a small table. Her skin was pale blue, her eyes dark like deep space. Her clothes were old and simple. No guard stood near her. No one talked to her. Others walked past as if she did not exist. She looked down at an empty tray. Evan hesitated. He did not know why he noticed her. Maybe it was the silence around me, but it was the silence around her. Maybe it was the sadness in her still posture. He walked to the food machine, used his last credits, picked a basic human meal, bread, protein, paste, and fruit. It was not much, but it was all he had. Evan stepped toward her table. He spoke softly. You can have this. I am not very hungry. The alien woman looked up slowly. Her eyes met his. For a moment, the air felt strange, as if the station itself was holding its breath. She studied him carefully, not like others did. No laughter, no judgment. You were laughed at today, she said quietly. Evan nodded. I am used to it, he replied. She looked at the food, then back at him. Why share with someone like me? She asked. Evan shrugged. Everyone needs to eat, he said, and everyone deserves to be seen. The alien woman paused, then she smiled. A small and gentle smile. When she took the tray, the lights above flickered for a second. Evan did not notice. Kindness is rare among the stars, she said. Her voice was calm but deep, as if it carried an old echo. Evan sat across from her. They ate in silence. Outside, the stars seemed to shift, just a little. No one else saw it. When Evan looked up again, the alien woman was standing. Thank you, she said, for the meal, and for the choice. Before Evan could ask her name, she turned and walked away. Her steps were light, almost unreal, and for a brief moment, the stars outside burned brighter. Evan remained seated, confused, but calm. He did not know it yet, but that simple act would change the fate of the galaxy. The space station returned to its usual rhythm. Ships arrived and left. Aliens walked through the halls, busy with power and trade. But Evan could not forget the alien woman. Her calm voice stayed in his mind. Her strange smile felt different from anything he had seen. He did not know her name, yet she felt important. The next day's cycle. Evan returned to the cafeteria. He told himself it was just hunger, but his eyes searched the quiet corners. He was looking for her. She was there again, sitting at the same small table, still alone, still ignored by everyone around her. This time, Evan did not hesitate. He took his tray and walked straight to her. She looked up before he spoke, as if she already knew he was coming. You came back, she said softly. Evan nodded. I thought you might be hungry, he replied. She looked at the food, then at him. You humans are strange, she said. You give even when you have little. Evan smiled slightly. Maybe, he said, but it feels normal to us. They ate together again. Around them, the cafeteria felt quieter. Machines hummed lower. Lights dimmed for just a moment. Evan did not notice the changes, but a few aliens nearby felt uneasy. They looked around, confused, then quickly left. The alien woman watched Evan closely, not his uniform, not his status, but his eyes. "You were built as a weapon," she said, "but you do not act like one. I was built to protect." Evan answered, "Not to rule." Her lips curved into a small smile. "A rare answer," she said. Over the next few cycles, they met. Often, sometimes to eat, sometimes just to sit. They spoke about simple things. Evan talked about Earth, about oceans, about blue skies and rain, about how humans laughed, even when afraid. She listened carefully, never interrupting, her eyes reflecting distant stars. As if she had seen them all before, other aliens still ignored her. Some whispered that she was weak, others said she was nothing important. No one asked her name. One day, as she stood up to leave, a guard pushed past her. She stumbled slightly. The metal wall behind her cracked. The guard froze, his eyes wide with fear. The crack slowly sealed itself, as if time moved backward. Evan saw everything. His heart raced. "That was not normal," he said quietly. The alien woman looked at him. For the first time, her calm expression faded. "You were not meant to see that," she said. "Who are you?" Evan asked. Not afraid, just honest. She was silent for a long moment. Then she spoke. "I am someone who watches, someone who waits." "For what?" Evan asked. "For proof," she answered. "That kindness still exists." That same cycle. Alarms echoed through the station. Red lights flashed across the halls. A powerful alien fleet had entered nearby space. Their message was clear. Earth was weak. Earth would be taken. Humans would serve. Fear spread quickly. Aliens ran to escape pods. Council members locked themselves away. The station shook. Evan stood still, his fists clenched. He knew Earth could not fight this enemy. Not yet. He turned to the alien woman. She was watching the stars through the glass wall. Her eyes glowed softly. "The time is close," she said. "The time for what?" Evan asked. She looked at him. For the first time, her voice carried power. "The time when laughter ends, outside the station." The stars began to move, slowly, as if responding to her breath, and Evan realized the galaxy had ignored her for too long. The alarms did not stop. They echoed through every hall of the space station. Red warning lights painted the walls. Fear spread like fire. Screens across the station came alive, showing massive enemy ships drifting in dark formation. Their armor was thick. Their weapons glowed with deadly power. The invading empire sent one message, short and cold: Earths will submit. There will be no mercy. Many alien races panicked. Some tried to flee. Others begged the Council for protection, but the Council was silent. Earth's representatives were pushed aside. Humans were blamed. If Earth had never come to the Council, the enemy would not have noticed them. Laughter returned, but this time it was cruel. This is what happens when weak races dream. Humans should have stayed hidden. Evan heard every word. He stood near the viewing window, watching the enemy fleet grow larger. His hands shook slightly, not from fear for himself, but from fear for Earth, for his people, for a world that still believed in hope. A command officer approached him. "You are the prototype," the officer said. "You will be sent first. You will delay them if you can." Evan understood what that meant. A delay mission, no return expected. He nodded without complaint. As he prepared his simple gear, he looked for the alien woman. The cafeteria was empty. Her table was gone. Panic touched his chest. He moved through the station, calling out softly, but she did not answer. Finally, he found her, standing alone in a dark observation chamber. The stars outside twisted slowly, as if space itself was tired. "They are coming for Earth," Evan said, his voice steady but urgent. "We cannot stop them." She turned toward him, her expression calm. "You believe that?" she replied. "Their ships are stronger," Evan said. "Our weapons will fail." She stepped closer. "You offered me food when you had nothing," she said. "You sat with me when the galaxy looked away. That matters." Evan shook his head. "Kindness will not stop a fleet," he said. She raised her hand slightly. Outside the window, a star pulsed, just once, bright and alive. "Everything begins small," she said. "Even stars." The station shook violently. An enemy ship fired a warning blast. Explosions flashed in the distance. Screams filled the halls. The Council finally spoke. They ordered Earth to surrender. They offered human worlds in exchange for peace. Betrayal echoed through the chamber. Evan felt something break inside him. Not fear, not anger, but resolve. "No," he said quietly. "I will not let them take my home." He stepped forward, facing the window, facing the fleet, alone. Behind him, the alien woman watched, her eyes shining like newborn stars. "You were never weak," she said. Evan turned, confused. "I am only human," he replied. "That is why you matter." She answered suddenly. Time slowed, sound faded, the alarms became distant echoes. The alien woman's form changed. Light traced her skin, space bent gently around her, as if welcoming her presence. "I was waiting for someone like you," she said. "Someone who chooses kindness, even when facing death." Evan's breath caught. "Who are you?" he asked. She smiled, not gentle this time, but ancient and powerful. "I am the one who listens to the stars." Outside, the enemy fleet paused, their weapons powered down without command. The stars themselves shifted position. Evan realized the truth. The galaxy had laughed at Earth, but it was about to learn. Never underestimate a human. The station was silent. Alarms faded into nothing. Even the enemy ships outside stopped moving, as if the universe itself was listening. The alien woman stood beside Evan, but she was no longer hidden. Light flowed around her like a living thing, soft, calm, and endless. Evan felt small, not afraid, just aware that he was standing near something. "Ancient, you are not what you seem," Evan said, his voice steady. "I felt it from the start." She nodded slowly. "For a long time, I wore weakness," she said. "The galaxy respects power, not kindness." Outside the glass wall, stars began to glow brighter, one by one, like eyes opening in the dark. "I am a star core guardian," she said. "I watch over balance. I decide when stars rise and when they fall." Evan's mind struggled to understand. "You could have stopped them before," he said. "Why wait?" She looked at him. "Power without wisdom destroys," she replied. "I waited to see who deserved protection." Images filled the air around them, worlds burning, empires collapsing, races ending themselves through greed. "The galaxy laughed at you," she continued, "just as it laughed at me. They see strength, not heart." Evan clenched his fists. "They laughed at her," he said, "but humans still try to do what is right." "That is why you were chosen," she said. Outside, the enemy fleet tried to move. Their engines failed. Weapons went dark. Fear spread through their ranks. The Guardian raised her hand. Stars shifted position. Gravitational waves rolled through space, silent and unstoppable. Enemy ships began to fold inward, not exploding, not burning, simply erased. One by one, the fleet vanished, as if it had never existed, inside the station. Aliens fell to their knees. Some cried, others could not look up. The council members trembled. The same voices that mocked Earth were gone, replaced by fear and regret. "This power," Evan said softly, "it could rule everything." "Yes," the Guardian answered, "but that is why it must not." She turned toward the council chamber. Her voice carried across the station. "You judged worth by strength," she said. "You were wrong." She pointed to Evan. Dissume shared his last meal. He asked for nothing. He showed respect. The stars outside pulsed in agreement. A deep cosmic rhythm felt in every chest. "Earth will not be conquered," she declared. "Not now, not ever." Silence followed, heavy and complete. The Guardian looked back at Evan. Her light softened. He reminded the universe of something it forgot. Evan swallowed. "What happens now?" he asked. She smiled gently. "Now," she said, "the galaxy learns to listen, far beyond the station." The stars held their new places, and for the first time, humanity was no longer small. The galaxy did not return to normal. It became quieter, more careful, as if afraid to laugh again. News of the vanished fleet spread fast, across trade routes, across star systems, across worlds that once ignored Earth. The Galactic Council gathered again, but this time, there was no noise, no mockery, only silence and respect. Earth's seat was moved forward, closer to the center, a place once saved for old empires. No one questioned the change. Evan stood beside Earth's representatives, still wearing the same simple suit, still looking like an ordinary human, yet every eye followed him. Some aliens bowed, others avoided his gaze. They remembered their laughter and felt shame. "The human prototype," a council voice said. "We judged you wrongly. We judged your world wrongly." Evan listened, but he did not smile. He did not demand apology. He only waited. The alien woman appeared one last time, no longer hidden, but no longer shining with full power. She looked peaceful. "The lesson is simple," she said. "Strength without kindness destroys itself. Kindness creates balance." She turned to Evan. "You did not change the stars with power. You changed them with choice." Evan lowered his head slightly. "I just shared a meal," he said. She smiled, and that was enough. Outside the council hall, a new symbol appeared in the stars, a gentle pattern of light, seen from Earth and beyond. It became a reminder, not of fear, but of respect. The Guardian's form slowly faded, her light returning to the stars. Her voice remained, carried by space itself. "Never laugh at those who seem small." Evan felt the moment pass, the weight lift from the air. Life slowly returned to motion. Earth was no longer mocked, no longer ignored. Humanity was now known, not as the strongest race, but as the one that cared. Evan returned home, not as a weapon, but as a symbol. Children learned his story. Soldiers spoke his name. Leaders remembered his choice. Across the galaxy, when a weak voice spoke, others listened, because once a human shared his lunch, and the universe answered.